project which I was working on is Triagon. It's a board game, and my inspiration was drawn from the fun game which we all know how to play, that is rock, paper, scissors. So similar to rock, paper, scissors, I've used the character shield, dagger and rope, which also have a triadic relationship like rock, paper, scissors. That is, shield beats dagger and dagger beats rope and rope beats shield. So based on that, I devised, because rock, paper, scissors is a game of chance, I thought maybe if we can take that and make it into a game of strategy, how can we do it as a simple board game? So I started devising a small grid. So this game works on two bases. That's the two-player game version and a four-player game version. On the two-player game version, it works on a 3x3 tiles, and the pawns move on the nodes of around these tiles. And the four-player version works on a 5x5 grid. So on a simple note, there are two tiles on a two-player version, so which has diagonal movement as well. They are called as the starting tiles, and each player playing with the 3 pawns places his pawns around these tiles. So how the game starts is basically each player starts moving the pawns to one of the nodes. So as you move, you see the relation between. So if you start moving from one node to the other, so the opponent's shield can break your dagger. So that's where you need to start playing offensively as well as defensively. So instead of this, if I start moving the shield first, then the opponent is going to start moving his shield. So now the shield is going to attack the dagger. So now the dagger is in danger. So how in chess terms you say check. Similarly, here you start moving your dagger to safety, and then the opponent cannot move his shield here because there's a rope here which can kill the dagger. So this is how you start thinking strategically, and when the opponent has exhausted his moves and you get cornered, you win the game. Similarly, on a bigger basis, you start playing on a 4-player zone, so you have more characters involved. So even 2 players can play on a bigger zone, playing 2 sets of pawns. So there is more randomness into how you play strategically and how you can win the game or play offensively as well as defensively. This whole board, which is a bigger board, was planned to set up on a work atmosphere. So you set it up on a break room in a corporate firm. So you start playing, go for a chai break or anything, you just go start moving your pawns and then you just play as a fun game with your friends. Also, in an office environment, you have a very sedentary behavior. You're stuck in front of the monitors, you have no movement in your body. And this, when you start moving, going to a break room and start playing, you automatically get the exercise of moving your body. So that was the alternative version of it. So how you can start getting that exercise without actually meaning it. And this is a smaller board game version of it. The same game being for kids, because this game is a concept of a game. It doesn't have to be restricted to a particular age group. So this, even the kids can play it like a small chessboard, which can be folded. It can be just folded and you can carry it around, and you can play with smaller pawns of similar characters on the game where it moves around. So that was the main idea behind the game.